Device management. In this section, we will cover the following device management topics: static groups, dynamic groups, polling settings, alerts, default historical data gathering, firmware upgrades, job-based accounting, security policies, profiles for devices, and finally, reports. We'll begin with static groups. Navigate to the Printer's New Group page. Enter a group name and contact information for the group. Click Save, then Back. Your group will be shown with no printers as members. Choose the Add to Group command in the Printer Actions section at the top left of the screen. Select a few printers and click Add. Notice that once you have printers added, you can filter the printers by changing to a group other than All, using Find, or using the column filters. For example, you could filter on the Printer Models column for a particular printer model such as Xerox WorkCenter Pro 45, and then only Xerox WorkCenter Pro 45 devices would be displayed. This screen shows a Find example where Xerox WorkCenter has been entered in the Printer Model field. This will show all Xerox WorkCenter printers. Your group now has the printers you added as members. You can add further printers or remove printers at any time. CentreWare Web has the ability to create dynamic groups using filters and expressions. The example here shows the steps involved to create a group of printers that are out of paper. Your group will be displayed and will contain any Xerox printers out of paper that have been discovered. If the printer were also low on toner, and you had created a group that showed all Xerox printers low on toner, then the printer would be shown in both the out of paper and low toner groups. If paper is added to the printer so that the out of paper condition is no longer true, then the printer will automatically be removed from the Xerox printers out of paper group. Dynamic groups are a very powerful and useful feature of CentreWare Web, and a lot of time can be saved by creating suitable dynamic groups. Status polling settings define how often CentreWare Web contacts devices to gather status, page counts, and other dynamic data. Setting this up should be a mandatory task soon after CentreWare Web is installed. In the Advanced section, the default communication settings can be configured. In most cases, the defaults are appropriate, and these should not be changed without understanding the implications. Increasing the values can significantly increase the time it takes CentreWare Web to poll all the devices, and also increases the amount of bandwidth used by the process. However, it does increase the chance of a device responding, especially on slow or heavily loaded network segments. All of the settings on this page are defaults only, and different values can be used when configuring polling at a group level. If group-level polling is defined, then care is required if the same device is in multiple groups, each with non-default polling settings, or the same device might be polled excessively. Frequent polling will ensure CentreWare Web has up-to-date information, but will use a significant amount of network bandwidth. If the total time taken to poll all the relevant devices is 45 minutes, then there is no point in setting a polling period less than 45 minutes, as each scheduled poll will only start after the previous one is completed. IT administrators can configure CentreWare Web to send them an email alert when a device goes into a specific error state. Alert profiles are a very important concept in CWW. Without them, it would be necessary to regularly check the CentreWare Web user interface to see if there were any devices in warning or error states. Alert profiles automate the process, and when configured, will allow CentreWare Web to automatically respond to various device statuses that require attention to provide the needed services. This action allows IT administrators to address the problems before they impact the user. Alert profiles send an email with necessary information to address device problems to relevant people. These email notifications can be configured to dispatch immediately when the issue is found, or they can be configured to wait for a period of time, known as a threshold time, before sending the email. This delay in sending the email is done to see if the problem is addressed locally within the specified time period. The statuses that trigger the alerts are detected by CentreWare Web, either polling the device or SNMP trap alerts. Alert profiles are always set on groups. The choice of which group to use needs careful consideration to ensure proper alignment within the devices. As a best practice, alert profiles can be set on the built-in error group, but there can be circumstances where other groups are used. Alerts are easily accessed from the home page. Click on Printers. Then click on Status Alerts. Click New Profile in the upper right-hand corner to create a new alert. On this screen, you can create and change the name of the profile, choose and enable which alerts to include, and you can set alert thresholds. The name of the profile should be descriptive to help recall what the profile will report on. To choose the alerts to include, you simply select them and click on the arrow. Finally, the alert threshold is the amount of time CentreWare Web waits before sending the alert notification. Threshold default time is 15 minutes. This can be useful for alerts that users may be able to resolve on their own, like paper jams. However, if the problem exists for a longer period of time, it may require a visit to the device. This is the area for setting up the fields to be included in the alert emails. After you have decided what alerts you will be sending an email out for, you can choose which information will show up on the email. You may choose items such as printer model, IP address, system name, status, and device page. The fields chosen will be included in the email that will be sent out to the configured administrator of that device. The last thing that has to be configured is whom to send the email to and the format of the email address. When formatting the email address, the subject can be changed to use a custom subject line, and the email body can be replaced as well. Once you have saved the alert profile, it will be added to the list of existing alert profiles for the group. You can also edit any existing alert profile or delete the profile. This is what an alert will look like when you receive it via email. The link at the bottom opens up CentreWare Web with that printer's device page. This is a received alert email. Please be aware that in order for alert emails to be sent, SMTP and proxy settings must be set up properly. It is important that historical data gathering is appropriately configured. If historical data gathering is not enabled, then CentreWare Web will only show the current meter counts for a printer. So on this screen, we set up the default historical data gathering. Different settings can be configured for different groups, but typically the default setting is used on the All group, and unique settings are not configured for other groups. First, navigate to Administration, then Network, then Historical Data. Second, set History Retrieval to take place every 1 day. Setting the historical data retrieval to occur once a day is normally a best practice setting, as it ensures that the page count meter is collected on each day. Set history retention to be for 1 year. This means that historical data more than a year old will automatically be deleted from the CentreWare Web database. If preferred, this can be set to forever. If it is set to forever, then the Clear Historical Data Now command may be used to manually clear historical data if the database size gets too large. Click Save after the historical data gathering has run. You will see page count figures shown in the usage counter history for devices. There should be new figures each day. Please be aware that while Configuration Sets is available on most of the newer Xerox devices, it is not applicable to every device. In addition, there are numerous configuration settings, and some specific to various devices. CentreWare Web does not support every single configuration setting via configuration sets. However, almost all of the configuration settings on newer devices are supported, and even numerous HP-specific settings. Upon execution, CentreWare Web will provide an exception report to ensure administrators know of any configuration fields not applied. Prior to utilizing configuration sets, please be sure to check the device compatibility list at Xerox.com. Click on Office Products, then Software Solutions. Expand the Device Management category, select Xerox CentreWare Web, and then click on the Compatible Products tab. Or use the link on the screen and click on the Compatible Products tab to access the list. From the Printers tab, select Configuration Sets to access the main menu. To create a new configuration set, select the New Set option or select the pencil icon to edit an existing configuration set. When creating a new configuration set, enter the information under the Identity tab. The only required information is the setup name, but other information can be entered to define who created the configuration set, such as owner and comment. This information helps identify who created the configuration set when referring to it later. The configuration set contains all possible settings that may be applied to supported devices. The configuration set screen has been designed with a tabbed approach with sub-tabs to help organize the settings. Select the desired main section and then select the subsection to define what settings should be applied. For example, we have selected the Protocols tab.